everyone, my name is Shanjai. Today I want to share you the 3 best and the beginner friendly React projects that will actually help you to understand quite good of all the main things that are in React, stuff like state management, context API, and so good folder structure, components and functions, API calls and all those kind of stuff. If you're a beginner, this is kind of a good video for you, and all the things that I'll be mentioning and all the source code of all the projects will be linked in the description. So if you do want to check those out, get started with the project right away from this video, I would have that in the description down below as well. But if you did get if you do kind of get value from this video until the end, make sure to leave a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel. We recently hit 220 subscribers. I want to thank all of you guys for doing that, and thank you so much for that. And let's get right into the video. So the reason why I wanted to do this video specifically for the beginner React projects is I was actually making some around 3 to 4 videos on React on my YouTube channel as well, and usually when I want to make kind of a tutorial on projects, I do a search on Google saying the best projects of React for beginners. So there's usually this blog post. I think it's really good, but there is a lots of projects. They usually use class, they don't use the new stuff, the hooks and stuff, context API. These are not used. But if you do want to learn the hard way, basically the way they did it 2 to 3 years ago, you could actually get started with that. But today I want to show you these 3 projects that will actually increase this kind of, could be complicated and challenging, but these 3 projects will actually help you to understand everything in React, the basic stuff in React. So let's just get started with the first and the second and the third. This is in no particular order, so these are just 3 projects. I'll be getting to my computer and I'll be showing you all the 3 projects that I did build, and as I said, all the source code will be linked in the description down below. So this is the first project that I wanted to show you. This is kind of a products page. So this has got stuff working such as state, components, and API calls and React router. So those are the 4 things I wanted to focus on this project. So there is this navbar component, header component, and this products component, which consists of multiple products, and there's a product component specifically for each product. So when you click on this, you get this good navigation bar. It uses React Spring in order to get this cool animation. So you could click on this particular product, it will show you a loading symbol until it's done, and you could see we're using the parameter to kind of get the value of the product, I would say, to the search bar, and then get the API that way, and you could get the specific product when you click on that. So it's kind of a basic project. If you want to see this product, which had just random names and images, so if you click on that, it will get me to this specific one. And you could also see the footer is staying on every single page, and the navbar is also staying on every single page, and there is also a about section which is just saying this is an about page. So this is actually a project that this is a tutorial project. It's not what I actually built, so I just wanted to show you this project, and also I'll leave a link to this project tutorial in the description down below. It's by Quentin. It's an awesome video if you want to get started with React. This is what I do want to recommend. If you're getting started with React, I would not recommend any paid course. So this is the first one. So the second one is quite complicated. It uses more things such as context API and routing to specific stuff, and moving from one property to another by just one click, and moving to different pages, all this kind of stuff. It might not seem that much, but I'll just show you how this works. So it's got a navbar usually like what we saw here. So in this navbar you could go to properties. It will show you the number of properties there are, and in the cards it will show you the properties. It will show you the price, which is more important, the address and the country, and you could click on learn more if you want to learn more, obviously. And then these are the properties. If you click on the companies section, it will actually show you the companies that are trying to sell their products. So these are the companies. These are random images, as I was saying for the previous one. So this is supposed to be the name of the business, and this is supposed to be the type of the business, whether it's the LLC or it's a group of companies and sons and stuff. So you could actually view the contractor, but there's no much information on it. Obviously you don't want to see the contractor and all this personal information, right? So there's also about us section, which is pretty simple, just a card. So I'm using Tailwind CSS in this project and also in this one, which is more easier for production if you're making a backend application or using a front-end framework to learn it. So basically, you might ask why there is no search functionality. I just wanted to keep this simple, as I actually was kind of learning React. I didn't know how to put the search functionality. So you could click on specific properties. It will take you to this particular one. So it will pass on the value to the search bar and it will make the API request. And you could click on buy now, which is a dummy value, and it will actually show you more information about it. And you could actually click on next, and it will get you to the next property. As you guys can see, it was one before and two right now. So if you click on back, it will go to the previous property. If you click on this, it will come to the home page. So it's pretty simple. It's not that complicated. All this basic stuff are there, context API and all those kind of stuff. And also I'll be showing you the code, so make sure to stick around until the end of the video. So this is the second one, and this is the third project that I worked on. This is a lyrics project, lyrics API kind of project. So first of all, it shows you the top 10 tracks that are currently trending in the world right now. So these are not dummy values, these are actual values. Sorry about that. These are actual values, and it shows you the top 10 tracks. And these are actually the top 10 tracks. So you click on view track, it will take you to the specific stuff. So in this there was a lot of things to work on, these are actual values, so you have to make it presentable and stuff. So I used Font Awesome for the icons, Tailwind CSS for CSS, not built-in CSS, and then I had kind of these components and stuff. Main important things: track, lyrics, artist name, album ID, explicit or not, copyright, and the updated time. I was pretty okay with the UI. It's nothing complicated. It's straight to the point. Sorry guys, so for the sounds. So you could search here. I kind of learned how the search functionality works, and also there was a searching API endpoint in the API provider, I would say. So you could actually search for let's just search Justin, and it will give you live preview. Just say I cut the end, the searches will differ. So these are actually links. You could click on them, it will take you to the specific ID. We are passing in the ID as a parameter to the React router, and all this kind of stuff are happening in the back end, not the back end but in the front end. And so it will give you some live feedback. I'll just type my name. Okay, there's one song which contains my name, two songs. Okay, so this is a good project, and I'm also working on another project which I will be showing you in kind of my next tutorial, or in my next videos. So let's just get into the code and see how it's kind of formatted. So first, let's see. Now this is a basic project. I'll leave a link to the tutorial that I followed in the description. Now let's see how the real estate project worked on. So this is the real estate project. Looking at the folders, you could see it's quite a lot. It's kind of organized as well. So basically, there's a source folder and all these stuff for the Tailwind CSS configurations, all these kind of stuff. It's all in here. There's a lot of lines of code in Tailwind CSS, and there's three folders: views, hooks, and components. So as it says, components has all the stuff that we need: the property and the properties section, the error, header, home, loader.js, which is the loader that you saw once I clicked on specific specific properties. So it has to load until it's done fetching, so you have to get that on as well. So views are the specific pages, and hooks is the API request that I'm making, and components are the specific components that I'm rendering onto the page. So this is a component, and if I click on view all properties, this is a component, this is a component. Click on learn more, this is going to be a component. So these are all components, works with components. So as you guys can see, there is quite a little bit of code which I wanted to do because I wanted to format it as much as possible. Navigation and all those kind of stuff. This is the code behind the real estate app. The most important thing that I wanted to do was this HTTP request. I wanted this to be really useful. So it is actually useful. You could actually update the state and all those kind of stuff. And now let's get into the code of the lyrics app. this is the lyrics app. It's the one thing I used here is the context API. I used a tutorial from Net Ninja, and that's an awesome tutorial to learn context API from. I'll leave a link to that in the description down below as well. It's really useful. So there's this section for tracks. It shows you all the tracks when you just land into the website, which are the top 10 tracks. If you go inside that, it's got every single component that you need in the track section. Say you need a contact form, there'll be a separate folder for the contacts section. So these are stuff that include tracks. So lyrics.js shows you the specific lyrics, and track is what shows you when you click on learn more. So if you click on view track, this what is rendered is this is the code that renders that. So you could see search.js. This is where the search functionality takes place, and also the API calls here. So we are making use of Axios here. So you could basically see that these are really basic applications. You guys might think that there's a lot to it, and I would highly recommend you guys do get the React developer tools before you get started, because it's really essential. You could see if there's any bugs in your code. Every single thing is very important. You just check that out. And if you're confused with the UI to use, I would recommend Tailwind CSS, or just using custom CSS just on your own, typing it out. Or you just can go to websites like UI Design Daily or stuff like that. And I also made a video on how to improve your design as a developer. I'll leave that in the description as well if you do want to check that out, the third link. And that's about for the video, guys. Hope you did enjoy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was a kind of a short and kind of an informative video. I hope you guys did get some value out of this video, and all the source code and all the stuff that I did mention in this video will be linked in the description down below. So if you do want to check that out, just check it out. If you did find a value from this video, leave a like, comment if you have any questions or suggestions, subscribe to this channel for more videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one.